I want you to know I won't let go, I won't let go. I'll be tonight, tonight. I won't let go, I won't let go.
Hey guys, I'm Riley. You don't already know, and today I will be showing you ways that you can spice up your locker along with some tips and DIYs just to make it more interesting. Going into middle school, I imagined my locker being like 6 feet tall and a million ways to decorate. I would put a million shelves in it, I'd have a mini fridge, everything. And when I got there, I was kind of disappointed. Yeah. So that's why I'm making this video, so that you don't repeat the same mistakes that I made. Let's get into it.
You have a choice whether you want locker wallpaper or not, but frankly I think it's a bit expensive for 3 panels of locker wallpaper, and I prefer just to make my own. This DIY is actually quite simple. All you need is wrapping paper or a plasticky tablecloth, as well as magnets or tape depending on if your school lets you stick stuff in your locker. All you're going to have to do is get the measurements of your locker and cut the wrapping paper / plasticky tablecloth to size. After that, all you do is hang it up with the tape or magnets. Okay, I think every locker needs at least one shelf, depending on how tall your locker is. Some schools have half lockers and some schools have full. However many shelves you choose, you should at least have room to store your backpack. My school only has half lockers, so I use one shelf that I got from Target. I actually was totally prepared for a full locker and was a bit disappointed when I brought 3 shelves and an armload of decorations. Once you place your shelves, you should figure out what you want to put under it. You can put books, or you can do what I do and place some drawers. These drawers are actually really inexpensive and you could get them pretty much anywhere. In my opinion, they looked a little plain, so I did a couple DIYs. You can use anything really, from gems to stickers to paper. I just went with what I already had in my house, which was sticker letters, scrapbook paper, and Mod Podge, all of which I got from Michael's. I actually stuck the letters on in 6th grade, that's why they are already there, but all you have to do for them is figure out what you want in each drawer and then label them. Now all I'm doing is measuring out the size of the scrapbook paper I want so that it fits the top and front of the drawers. After I was done with that, I cut out the shape. Then I am using an old paintbrush and Mod Podge to stick it on. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You can do this any way you want. I just added pink squares in the middle and pink on the sides. Something I like to keep in my drawers are disinfecting wipes. I don't know if it's just the germaphobe in me, but I always keep disinfecting wipes in my locker because schools are full of germs. On top of my shelves, I put the infamous survival kit that you've seen pretty much every beauty guru make. But I realized that everyone shows this because it actually is a locker essential for us girls. In mine, I usually carry these things that don't have to be mentioned, Band-Aids just in case you get cut, money just in case you or your friends need some change, a hairbrush just in case your hair gets naughty, and hand sanitizer, along with just a mini perfume. Above the shelves is where you can get really creative. I don't recommend buying things such as chandeliers, carpets, and curtains, as all they do is take up space. I mean, you can, but I don't exactly see myself living in my locker anytime soon. However, I find things like hanging storage, mirrors, and maybe a mini whiteboard or even a digital clock helpful. I don't like to put very many things in my locker if I know I'm not going to use it. So over the past 2 years of having a locker, I've noticed that I've only ever used a mirror and one hanging storage that I use just to store my phone. But I wanted to add a little sparkles to my mirror, so I DIY'd it. Just like the last DIY, you can use almost anything. If you want to do it the way that I did, all you need is tissue paper, Mod Podge, gem tape, and this is optional, but I added this red rhinestone bow. Most of this stuff you can find at Michael's. To start off, all you want to do is take your tissue paper and cut them into little squares. It doesn't matter if they're even. Then you're going to want to line your frame with Mod Podge, making sure that you don't get it on the mirror in the center. I just used a piece of paper so that I didn't. Then you're going to stick the tissue paper on any pattern you want. I really didn't have an order, I just kind of stuck them on. But after you finish lining the whole frame with tissue paper, you're going to want to Mod Podge over that and repeat it at least 2 more times. Once that was done, I just took an X-Acto knife and cut around the outside and the inside just to make it even. Then I just used super glue to attach my rhinestone bow to the top of the frame. Next, I just super glued a strand of gem tape to all the sides on the inner of the mirror. Then your super simple DIY is complete and ready to put in your locker. Something else I like to keep on top of my locker is a copy of my school schedule to hang up. So I just DIY'd one to make it look cute. To begin the DIY, type up a school schedule on a document and print it out. Once it's done printing, cut it out and line it with gem tape or washi tape and stick magnets on the back. I don't have my school schedule yet to make one of these, but this is just my one from 7th grade. The last few things I like to keep in my locker are an air freshener that I got at Yankee Candle, my pencil pouch, and my art binder. And that's just how I decorate my locker. Leave a comment below on different tips that you have for your locker.
That's it for this week's video. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you really liked it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button this time because I have some really exciting content that I can't wait to put out next Saturday, so stay tuned. And as for this video, I think we would have to call this over. Bye-bye.
Oh, all of the downs and the uppers keep making love.